Hi everyone, I'm Johnny.
And I'm Lisa.
Welcome to the Beagles Workshop, where our desire is to bring God glory in everything that we do. Okay, in this video we want to make a pen stand. I saw this pen stand online and I said, well, I can make that. Even though I'm still new to Lightburn, I thought, well, I can draw that. And so I went to Lightburn and I went to drawing it. So here I'm laying it out. I'm measuring the height of the pen and how far I want it to lean. Then I started drawing it in Lightburn. I'm still new to Lightburn, so I'm messing with the settings and making it all work. Uh, First of all, I'm making the height, the part that goes up and down, to hold it. So I'm drawing it in Lightburn, and later on in other videos, I'm thinking about getting even more detail once I learn more about Lightburn, so I can explain more about it. But in this video, I'm just running through drawing. So I'm putting these circles in here, these ellipses, just to add design to it. There's the ellipses, don't really do anything. So this is the height of it, the pen stand. So after I did that, I had to put tabs on it. So I drew rectangles and I figured the size and I attached it to the bottom and the top to make tabs so that I could glue it together later into the slots that I'm going to be putting in the other pieces. So here I'm drawing it. I've got it to size and I'm going to drag it down and put it on the bottom of it. I got it to the left there and I'm going to bring it to the very bottom and I'm going to line it up. So that's going to make a tab to be able to glue this little phone stand together. You see it there, and then I'll have to delete lines and stuff. But I might be doing it the hard way, but this is the way I know how to do it right now. So I'm learning more, and then later when I learn a little more about this Lightburn, I can explain things a little better. So here I'm still trying to delete lines. I'm trimming lines to get the tab on there cleared up. And so put little notches on each corner. If you see these little notches, you can see the tab there at the bottom. And then I have to add another tab at the top also. So I've got the tab at the top on there. And now I'm going to draw the base. I have to draw the base on this this pen stand. So I got the upright piece drawn completely. And you see there to the side I'm drawing a circle. And then I'm going to make it 3 inches in diameter. So I go up there to the top and I put in 3 inches. Well, I slipped and put 30. So there I redone it and I got 3 inches there. And now I'm going to have to put slots in there. So the tabs that I drew on the bottom of that upright piece, I want to be able to glue it into the bottom of that base there. So I'm placing the base over there all the way to the left side so that when I draw my slots, I'll be able to place them a lot simpler. So I know I was 3 inches in diameter, so I'm gonna draw the slot to the right size, and I know that it's going to be over 1.5 inches to the center of it in the X. So here I am drawing it, and I know the plywood that I'm making this out of is not quite 1/8 thick. It's about 3/32 thick. So I'm making those slots about just a few thousandths thicker than 1/8, thicker than a 90 thousandths thick. So I got the slot drawn there, and now I'm going to draw the circle, put the circle in there so that the bottom of the pen sets in there, gives a place for it to hold. So again, this video I'm just running through real quick what I'm doing, but in later videos I can detail, once I learn a little more, I can detail exactly what I'm doing. So now I need a piece for the top for the pen to rest against. So I started off with just a rectangle, and then I needed to notch the corners, so I drew some lines about a 1/4 inch in on each side so that I could have something to reference to. And I'll delete these lines later, but as of now they're just reference lines. So I'm putting a line on each side, and then I'll notch the corners. So you see there I've drawn another line for the other side. Then I have to place it about a 1/4 inch. I'm putting them both a 1/4 inch in from each end. So when I do that, now I have a reference, and when I can draw a line at a 45 and notch the corners off. So here I'm trying to line it up to get the lines. You can see where I drew one line to the left there. I'm going to draw another line on the right. You see I'm holding the shift key down and pulling it down and letting it cross. And then I'm trimming it off. So I've got it 45'd off. So I've got it notched off. Now I'm drawing another line from that corner to the bottom corner to my reference lines. And then I could trim those out of the way. And I got the shape that I want now. Now I need a half circle at the top of my rest to rest the pen against. So right here, I'm getting ready to draw a circle and attach it to the top. And I'm putting it about a 9/16 diameter circle. So get ready to line that up. Right here I'm rounding the edges, the corners of my piece first. Now I'm getting ready to put the circle on here. So I'll take this circle and I'll drag it over in place and center it up. And then I'll do some trimming on it. I'll go over to the scissors and I get the trim button and I just trim it out of the way. And then I'm going to put a radius on those corners. I'm going to clean those corners up and make them round. I didn't like that, it was too much, so I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go up there and you see I put a smaller corner there. And then for some reason Lightburn wouldn't allow me to put a corner radius right here, so I had to go in and do it a different way. And I'm sure there was something I was missing, but I ended up drawing a line across and trimming it again. You can see the line I put there. And after I drew that line, then I could add radius corners, and I could trim that line out of the way and radius it again. So I had a little bit more control of how I put radiuses on those corners. It's probably a little bit harder way, and somebody may know how, and they can tell me in the comments a better way of doing that, but that's what I ended up doing. So that piece, I've got it zoomed in. It's only about 3/4 wide and about 1.25 inches long with the radius in it. So once I get it drawn like I like it, I'm going to nest all three pieces. Well, I'm going to put a slot in it right here. So I'm putting a slot to glue to the tab at the top of that upright piece that I made at the beginning. And then I'll put it the right size. See, I had to reduce it down. So I got it drawn. Now I've got all three pieces there, and I'm going to have to nest them together, get them over there in the corner, and I'm going to get them kind of rotate them and get them close together so that I can get them nested so that it doesn't use up so much material. And here I'm putting just a sample pen stand on there, and you can take and rotate these words around and make it fit that radius. So just after you type the word, you pick the font you want, and you can grab the little blue dot and you can just circle it, make it circle. So I put it on there and got it in the font that I liked, and then now I'm checking the settings so that I could set how the laser, I want to do a fill on it, and I want to do an outline on the fill, and then I also want to do a cutout. So I've got different settings that when it runs, it's just gonna etch the where I've got pen stand wrote there for a sample, and then it'll outline it. So I got a multi-setting on that layer, and then the next layer is going to cut the circle out and cut the outside shapes in the slots so that I can glue the tabs in the slots. So here I am saving it, and then I've come over to the laser and I did a preview there, and now I'm setting the height to the laser, and I'm turning the air assist on. homed it out, and then I'm going to cut this part out for a sample. So this is just a trial run, the first time I've ever made one of these pen stands. You can see I'm using a board, just a scrap board that I've cut snowmen out of and stars for a flag. I just have some scrap wood out there, and I'm just cutting that out and making the first pen stand that I ever made. I saw this picture on a pen turning page. A guy named Tom's Turning, had made this, and I just thought it was cool by looking at the picture. So I don't know his exact dimensions, but I had to put that together the way I saw it, and those are the dimensions I came up with. And here I am gluing it here with the CA glue, squaring it up, and then I'm putting the top piece of where the pen rests against, and then stabilizing on it, and then there's the pen. So it works really good. Please like, subscribe to our channel if you like what you see. Share it and let others know. And we thank you for watching. And I hope you have a great day.